D.L. Hughley is coming for Jay-Z's neck. And according to the narrator, this is one of the most direct public challenges Jay-Z has faced from a Hollywood figure in a long time. The speaker emphasizes that DL is not from the music industry, but a comedian and part of Hollywood's Kings of Comedy circle, and they frame his comments as something bigger than just entertainment. They also connect DL to the Democratic Party, suggesting a political layer behind the backlash involving Jay-Z's influence and public image. The narrator then breaks down their ongoing series of commentary on Jay-Z's Target deal, saying they previously explained the deal itself and why Jay-Z may have made it. Now they shift into a broader discussion, asking why people are specifically targeting Jay-Z while other artists in similar positions are not facing the same criticism. They also introduce themes like black consumption versus black construction and reference ongoing conversations about corporate partnerships and community expectations. They continue by highlighting Jay-Z's history of political involvement, including campaigns connected to Barack Obama and Kamala Harris, and suggest that his influence will continue to grow leading into 2028. However, they argue that recent backlash could affect that trajectory. The video then points to D.L. Hughley's recent Instagram activity, claiming it could have major implications for Jay-Z and possibly even Hollywood and political circles. The narrator presents engagement numbers from a reposted clip, emphasizing the rapid spread of the content and encouraging viewers to listen closely to what is being said in the clip.
This is fucked up on so many levels because one of two things happened. Either Target approached Jay-Z and offered him a whole lot of money, which I highly doubt, or Jay-Z saw an opportunity. He saw the void that is black people not shopping at Target, and he pitched to Target, you know what? I'm the black culture. I've got this huge cult-like following. If y'all give me a shitload of money, I will team up with y'all exclusively.
Hold on. If Jay-Z approached Target instead of the other way around, critics see that as a much bigger issue. For them, the debate isn't just about the deal, it's about who initiated it and why.
You leveraged the boycott and the struggle of our people who were attempting to put Target in their place. You leveraged that for your own personal gain, and it's up. And Beyonce, you ain't no damn better. Beyonce, this is legitimately the equivalent of the nice white woman that we work with, that we like, but she goes home to a Trump-supporting husband and is raising Trump-supporting sons. It's no different. You are out here full on line in our face. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, you did the HBCU Black album, you know, for black people. You reclaimed country western, country music with the Cowboy Carter thing. You know, the vanity move of doing all of this black power work. But then your husband goes and does something like this. Like, where was the conversation in y'all household where you said, Jay, we got to have a level of morals and values and we can't do this and we don't have the money? You are no better than the white woman who says she's for the cause and goes home to his Trump supporting husband. It is the exact same thing. Honestly and truthfully, this is unforgivable in my eyes. Jay-Z, you get up and you talk about liberation and this and all of these different things. You just absolutely had to take that deal. You had to take that deal.
The argument isn't that Jay-Z is the only artist making business deals. The criticism comes from the fact that his public image has long been tied to black empowerment, ownership, and community representation, which means his decisions are often judged through a much more sensitive lens than other celebrities. Because of that branding, every major partnership becomes more than just business. It turns into a cultural conversation. Supporters see it as strategic influence and access at the highest level, while critics see a contradiction between messaging and action. That's why the Target situation and boycott discussion keep coming back into focus. People are not only reacting to the deal itself, but also to what it represents within the broader narrative of accountability, representation, and responsibility in entertainment and business. In that sense, Jay-Z becomes a symbol in a larger debate about how public figures balance profit, influence, and expectations of the communities they claim to represent.
It's always been on the front line of civil rights. And so Lent is the season that leads from Ash Wednesday to Resurrection. So it is not just a withholding of dollars, but a pushing forward of prayer. A lot in America is shifting, and the church is going to have to be more active and vocal.
So let me talk here about 4 of the demands that you all have for Target. I think we can put them up on the screen. Honor the $2 billion pledge to Black business community, which they made in 2021 to spend that through the end of this year.
Let me pause and say to you, the reason why that's significant, they made that pledge after the of George Floyd. Target is headquartered in Minneapolis, where George Floyd was, and it wasn't connected to DEI. It was supposed to be honored December of 2025. And so when the president made this move to dismantle DEI, they hid that obligation under it and are not honoring it.
I'm going to come back to number 2. 3, completely restore the franchise commitment to DEI. 4, pipeline community centers at 10 HBCUs to teach retail business at every level. But number 2, explain this one. Deposit $250 million against any of 23 Black banks. Why is that on the list?
I think it's so significant because our Black businesses are really fighting to get access to capital. And a lot of our Black banks are unable to do so. If Target is receiving $12 million a day from Black people, then I think that some small modicum of that should be reinvested directly back into our community.
The creator questions why Jay-Z didn't use the Target deal to push demands like funding Black banks or community programs during the boycott. They argue he had the leverage to do more, but chose not to. This leads into a bigger discussion about Black consumption versus Black construction and what real impact looks like beyond partnerships.
Target is outside with a boombox like, please come and holler at me, please take me back, Black community. It is becoming more than apparent that when major corporations have challenges connecting with the Black community, the response is to call Jay-Z. But the problem is when they call Jay-Z, Jay-Z does not have the character or the resources to make the call worth it. If they are calling someone with power, then that power should be leveraged. If Target says, we need you to help us talk to the Black community, Jay-Z should be able to say, okay, I like the idea, I'm open to it, but do me a favor, figure out how can we collectively and collaboratively get 600,000+ Black women back into the workplace. And if the Target says, that seems like a big thing to do, the response should be, well, you have the resources to do so. So tell me what could happen to get 500,000 women re-employed. And if you can come back with that, then I will figure out how to release my album through you and work with you directly on repairing the relationship with the community. We do not have that. What we have are people who are willing to show that they are in support of Black consumption, but they are not in support of Black construction. That is the part that is not being discussed. Black people are constantly being asked to consume, buy the album, support the brand, watch the game, stream the music, go to the store. But when it is time to build something structural for Black people, the same urgency is not there. And that is the issue with the Jay-Z and the Target moment. When corporations call powerful Black figures to reconnect with the Black community, what are those figures requiring in return?
The creator argues that Jay-Z has made a deliberate choice in how he is handling the situation, and in their view, he is willing to accept backlash from parts of the Black community as long as he continues to be supported and elevated by major corporate America as a leading symbol of Black empowerment and success. From their perspective, the issue isn't just the Target deal itself, but what it represents. They question why, if there was such a significant boycott and so much public attention on the partnership, no stronger demands were publicly attached to it. The creator suggests that opportunities like this could have been used to push for direct investments into Black banks, community programs, or financial structures that support long-term ownership and economic growth. They argue that if influence is real, it should be used to negotiate tangible outcomes rather than just participation in high-profile deals. The creator then doubles down on their belief that Jay-Z's decision reflects a broader priority shift. In their interpretation, he is more focused on maintaining his position in corporate and entertainment spaces than on meeting the expectations of segments of the community that feel he represents them. They acknowledge that others may disagree, but they present this as the consistent pattern they see across multiple recent discussions. At the same time, the video maintains an open invitation for disagreement. The creator encourages viewers to respond in the comments,
challenge the argument, or provide alternative explanations. However, they also state that disagreement alone is not enough. They want viewers to actively justify why they believe the interpretation is wrong. The segment then transitions into typical YouTube engagement instructions, reminding viewers to like, subscribe, enable notifications, and check out other related videos. The creator also mentions that previous videos covering earlier parts of the discussion are pinned for those who want additional context, and closes with standard outro remarks before ending the video.